Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year's Eve to you all. So great to be with you all on this final day of 2023. And what a year it's been, huh? And what a year 2024 is shaping up to be, to say the least. We are in the Great Awakening. We are in it together, and it's going to be a fun ride to experience together. So we're going to close out this year with lesson 360 of ACIM. Mark he has a ministering position on Sundays at a church near his house. And so he's just getting back from that now. He should be joining us any minute. So I'll get us centered today before we dive into the lesson. And then Mark should be with us here in a few minutes. Great to see you all in the chat. What's up, Kate, Jane, Grace, Prisha, Charlene, Sherry? Great to be with you all this morning. And let's go ahead and dive in, yeah? All right. Join me in closing your eyes. There's Mark. Mark, I'll bring you on after the meditation, all right? He gave me the thumbs up. All right, let's take some deep breaths together. Beginning our time this morning with just a feeling of joy, happiness, the joy that is being, the joy that is existing, the joy that is I am. What a gift to be alive. Breathe into that. And as you hold on to that feeling of joy, allow your breathing to relax, soften, and deepen. Feeling your breathing entering more of that diaphragm area, down from the chest, into the lower belly. Filling up the whole body with oxygen and prana. Breathing in that omnipresent love and light that is inherent in the present moment. I am that. Today's lesson is a reminder of our wholeness, our absolute finished perfection in God, here and now. And wholeness can only be felt as love. And so we begin to contact the awareness of love's presence here and now. Absolutely wherever you are in your life, whether you've been feeling overwhelmed, guilty, unworthy, conflicted, angry, upset, doesn't matter. Love is here. Love is now. Love is waiting for you with open arms, just as you are. Do you have the courage to accept that? Can you embrace that truth and open your arms to love in return? Just do that now. activate the affirmation: love accepts me just as I am. Love accepts me just as I am. How does that feel? To be accepted just as you are. Love doesn't even want to change you. It just wants to embrace you and allow you to change yourself when you're ready to. Love is patient. Love is timeless. It has no agenda for you but to love you. Can you just accept that love now? Let it in to every corner and every crevice of your being. Love, fill me now with the awareness of you. Now, returning to that joy and happiness we began with. Love feels joyful. Love is happy. And so I am joyful and I am happy in this awareness of perfect love. Allow yourself to feel that lightness, that freedom, that expansiveness of joy. Happiness is what it feels like to know I am loved. Placing a hand over your heart. We give great gratitude to the joy, to the light, to the presence of perfect love that I am. Thank you for revealing yourself to me. Thank you for coming alive in me. And I am ready to come alive in you in a deeper way than ever before this morning. And as you feel that intention and activate it, let's seal it together with 3 deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One last breath. Breathing in, and breathing out. And so it is.
And so it is. Hi, everybody. Hey, Aaron.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. Excited to be here.
You got the church fit on.
Well, it's our final gathering. I wanted to dress up.
Looking snazzy, bro. You should have texted me and let me know.
Well, you didn't get the memo.
Get your best button up, some nice jewelry. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, I love this shirt.
Good look.
All right. Well, this is these 5 days flew by.
Sure did.
And what a joy to spend them together. Thank you for that centering. I'm happy to pitch out this lesson we're on today.
Yeah.
Where this takes us. So we're studying or looking at lesson 360, and it says, "Peace be to me, the Holy Son of God. Peace to my brother, who is one with me. Let all the world be blessed with peace through us." And the prayer for this lesson says, "Father, it is your peace," or the complementary text, "Father, it is your peace that I would give, receiving it of you. I am your son, forever just as you created me, for the great rays remain forever still and undisturbed within me. I would reach to them in silence and in certainty, for nowhere else can certainty be found. Peace be to me, and peace to all the world. In holiness were we created, and in holiness do we remain. Your Son is like to you in perfect sinlessness." And with this thought, we gladly say, Amen. What a great lesson to end our 5 days together. And the thing I want to point out, Aaron, that I love about this lesson is the focus on peace, because this is really the primary focus of A Course in Miracles, is really to restore your mind to peace, because peace is the quality of spirit that is yours. It is within you. But a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, a stillness, that peaceful mind and heart reveals faith, reveals willingness to be guided, reveals the moment where you can surrender and welcome what really is wanted to occur in you, through you, as you. Peace is a necessary state in order to really grow in your relationship with the Holy Spirit and the remembering of who you are. Think of it as like the difference between a big stormy ocean or a very quiet, calm lake. The stormy ocean, it's pretty hard to find yourself when you're literally trying to survive, when you're just being tossed and whipped all over by the waves of your life, the waves of your mind. You can't get grounded. You can't get rooted enough to take a breath. Floating on a still lake, what's here? I'm listening. I'm open. Nothing to rush. The difference is clear. And this, I think, is what peace establishes for us.
It does, brother. And the Course is so clear about this giving and receiving idea that we can't have peace unless we're giving it. We can't have love unless we're giving it. And this line here, line 4, peace be to me and peace to all the world. That's an important line because it's giving you the keys right here, that you can't just say peace be to me, or you can't just say peace be to the world. They have to both be there at the same time. Exactly. Because all of God's gifts are unconditional and omnipresent everywhere. And so if you try to retain or withhold any divine gift just to yourself, it disappears out of your hands. But ironically or paradoxically, maybe as you start giving it and sharing it, it reappears and reappears over and over again in your hands to be given infinitely, because you're just drawing from that wellspring, that inner wellspring of infinite divine potential, infinite peace, infinite love, infinite joy is available in you at all times. But are you giving it is the only question. Yeah. And if you're withholding it from others because you're too busy judging them or whatever, then you won't be experiencing it for yourself. So peace be to me, the Holy Son of God. Peace to my brother who is one with me. Let all the world be blessed with peace through us. That's like a very ACIM poetic-y way of giving you a deep metaphysical truth that it is in the giving of God, it is in the giving of peace, in the giving of love, that you actually receive it for yourself eternally.
Yeah, that was good. That's a solid download. And what a great invitation. And this is what Spirit is calling you, if I may say to you, this is what Spirit is asking of you so that you can be a part of the light brigade, if you will, that is bringing peace to a world in need. Every one of us can look through our human eyes and see a big suffering world, a scary world for sure. We all have got that part clear. But
Mhm.
what we're being asked to get clear on is what becomes possible through you and about the world. This is where I really believe it gets quite dramatic, Aaron, because it's like the world needs you.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're here hearing this message, that means that you're ready. That because if you weren't, you'd be out doing something completely different. But you're here,
Mhm.
hearing this invitation, you're hearing this sacred text. This is your creation, and so this is your calling to be a part of this. And to me, there's no better calling for 2024 but to just walk on my spiritual path every day, best I can, walking in these words, walking in prayer, walking in forgiveness, because that I know is the conduit through which the world is transformed. And that's what I think we're here for.
Mhm. Well, before you jumped on, I kind of began with, "Hey, happy New Year's Eve, everybody. What an amazing 2023 it's been. What a wild 2023 it's been.
Mhm.
And what a wild year 2024 is gearing up to be in terms of just the karmic um, energies that are colliding and manifesting in our world. Like
Right.
we're in for the ride together, right? In 2024." And I said, this is such a momentous opportunity for us as ambassadors of God, as teachers of God, to be the light of the world, as Jesus said. When it's darkest, when there's the most karmic energy manifesting, that's when our lights can shine the brightest. And
Yeah.
so I agree with you, Mark. There's no greater calling than to be present on this planet at this time. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy and just some walk in the park or something. It's
Yeah.
going to demand all of you, right? But the world needs you, like Mark said, the world needs you more than anything to rise to a level of consciousness where you're no longer participating in the problems of the world or contributing to the problems of the world, but you're offering the energy of the solution in your energy field so that anyone who encounters you encounters the solution, what it looks like, what it feels like, how it acts. You are the walking solution to the problems of the world when you embody the peace of God that we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So again, we go back to that fact of if you want to embody God's peace, God's love, that means you have to be in this constant state of actively giving it to everyone in all situations at all times to the best of your ability. And this is a practice. It will feel like a practice. It won't feel easy to do this at first. You'll get into situations where somebody's coming at you, you know, and you're like, hey, don't you come at me with that energy. And you go into defense mode. That's okay. That's the normal egoic reaction. It will come out, but that's your opportunity to remember the truth of love, to remember that God's peace is always with you, and to access it by choosing to give it in response to the attack or to the grievance someone's giving you. This is where the real miracles take place in our world, is when we're finally willing to show up in our world with a different energy than we're used to showing up with. That's when you become the savior of the world, as the Course calls it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when Jesus was walking through that little ending of his life, crucifixion path, I'm sure he wasn't like, this is a great party. I mean,
Easy.
he had to walk through a surrender. He had to walk through a letting go, but he showed us how to do it. He did it in God, as God, in forgiveness, in grace. This is the path we are called to. I'm having one more thought, Aaron, before we go into an experience. I'm excited that all these constructs are crumbling down, religious constructs,
Same.
governmental constructs, medical constructs. There's so many constructs that are outdated and no longer serve. So that's a normal thing. When something doesn't serve, it needs to be deconstructed. However, deconstructed alone with people not rising up in their spiritual truth, we will just repeat the broken deconstructed pattern. That's what
Mhm.
happens in our individual lives when a pattern is diminished and even released for a moment. If you don't choose a higher path, if you don't consciously walk a higher truth, that pattern's going to often come back for another round.
Yeah.
So just another way of me feeling excited about us being together in this spiritual intention. The constructs of the world that no longer serve are coming down. What we want to rise up is light, love, a whole new God's world to be revealed. I'm about that. We're about that.
We're about that life here at LTC.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully that inspires you. Hopefully that's what you want to be a part of too. So went a little side here, but let's take a moment. I'm happy to lead an experience on this.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. And I'll keep this simple. Join me in closing your eyes if that's possible. Reconnecting with that breath, that deep breath that we ended the centering with. Nice deep inhale. Perhaps your mind has gotten stirred up with ideas and thoughts from our sharing. So bring peace to your mind just for a moment. Peace. Be still in my mind. And imagine that that mind becomes like that still lake, no movement. And we float down into the kind of below the rib cage or in the solar plexus area, the center of your body. And imagine that this is the center of the emotional body. We'll just use this as the center of the emotional body. And we say to our emotional self, peace, be still. We imagine our emotions that have been activated by people, places, and things, and our own thoughts. Peace calms down, becomes like a still lake, ready and available for your command. We say to our entire vibrational self, which is larger than the physical body, peace, peace. And imagine that peace is being recalibrated and remembered mentally, emotionally, physically, vibrationally, spiritually. This is what I am. Breathe that in and say that for yourself. This peace of God, this peace that passes all human understanding, this is what I am. And imagine now that you're anchored in this, in your mind's eye, you are now able to begin seeing a world of people in your mind. And you say to them, you are the peace of God. That is what you are. You give the gift of knowing. You give the gift of recognition in your mind and in your intention, because this is where the connection occurs. Love expands and connects. Your knowing of their truth is your gift you give today. You are peace. Peace is in you. And in this knowing, in this peaceful place, Holy Spirit, let God's world be revealed. God's world of love and harmony in my mind. God's world of play and plenty in my emotional body. God's world of connection and enjoyment in my vibrational field. God's world of infinite possibility and love as my very being. Imagine yourself as these qualities, this big energy field of light that is all of you. Love, peace, joy, abundance. That which God is, I am, and it is revealed from the foundation of peace. Peace I am, peace I give. Love I am, love I give. Joy I am, joy I give. Abundance I am, abundance I give. All that God is, I am. All that God is, I see. Take a breath. Allow a smile to come to your face as you bring your attention back into the room that you're in, bringing with you this established vibration.
Man, that was good. Peace I am, peace I give. Love I am, love I give. That's a transmission, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that affirmation.
good way to, bring this 5 days, these amazing 5 days to a close. For those of you who've been with us for the 5 days, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming and sharing your light and helping to be a part of the blessing.
It's been so much fun, and we have this kind of fun all year long in LTC. So we would just absolutely love for you guys to join us starting tomorrow, January 1. We begin the entire year of lessons on lesson 1. Nothing I see means anything. And we go from there all the way to where we are today in a full year's kind of revolution through the lessons. And this is just the most transformative work that Mark and I do in our lives. This is the healing work that, as we've described today, just needs to go on in the world. So if you feel called to this work, if you want to go deeper into this work, if you feel called to ACIM, we have a place for you with us in LTC, and we would just be so honored and love to have you join us in 2024.
Yeah. Steph is asking, how do I register? Oh, there you go. That's
There it
how.
is.
And remember this, everybody. Aaron pointed this out before, but it could be helpful to you. You can do the payment plan, and for just, I think it's $120, join us for the month of January. And if you decide that it isn't a match for you, then just ask for your money back. And we're
Mhm.
happy to do that. So this is your opportunity. There's a no risk here, and you can just give us the connection, see how it feels, see if it's working for you, see if you're able to show up for it. If for any reason, we do not ask any reason that it doesn't match over those 30 days, you're good. We love you, we bless you, and we're happy you were with us for the time you were.
Yeah, we kind of just give everyone that opportunity to try us out because it may not be for everyone. We can't possibly know. Only you can know, right? By giving it a shot. And
Yeah.
Steph asks, do we meet daily? You better believe we do. 365 days in a row, and sometimes multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Because just in year 1 alone, we have master classes every Thursday, the first 3 Thursdays of each month. We take the 4th Thursday off. We do a master class on one of the key terms from the course in each one of those master classes. And then on every Friday, we have a live Q&A in LTC. So it's every single day in year 1, plus Thursdays and Fridays, you're getting us twice a day. So it's honestly more content than most people are even able to consume all at once in a year. And that's totally fine. It's not, there's no mandatory part of the curriculum that we say you have to do it this way or that way. We let you cater to your own schedule and things, but every morning we're doing our live stream on the daily lesson. And I actually saw another question about what time do we do the live streams?
Yeah.
You're in Italy, Anita, and maybe Mark, you can answer this better than I can because I know we have our 9 a.m. Eastern time stream, and then is it 3 p.m. Eastern? We do the second stream.
No, I think it's noon Eastern,
Noon
noon or
Eastern.
3. But yeah, so the viewing party, wherever it comes together, you're right, it's 9 a.m. Eastern. I also saw someone asking for Pacific time, so it's 6 a.m. Pacific time. But as I've said before, that's the awesome time because you just wake up, turn it on, and you can just first thing to do to start your day. What a blessing!
It's a blast.
Yeah, so I don't know where they are in Italy. 6, 7, 8 hours ahead of Eastern time is when the 9 a.m. would be. But you're right, we have another 1 or 2 throughout the day.
Yeah. Cash asks, talking about deconstructing, does the Christian language son, God, me gradually come to its original meaning, original meeting as you go through the course? Yeah, that's one of the other great things we kind of tout about studying ACIM is that if you come from a religious background, as Mark and I have, and many of us have, then the course will really heal these words for you if they have baggage attached to them or conditioning attached to them. And it does that because of the fact that it's teaching very deep metaphysical truths, but using that kind of Christian religious language to teach them. And so it's basically forcing you to go beyond your labels of those words and your conditioning of those words. God is not a monarchical being living somewhere in this cosmos, looking down and judging you. God is a word that refers to the absolute or the source. And the course will make that very clear. Also, the Father is another term it uses. So these terms are so clearly pointers and kind of stand-ins that as you read the course, if you just take them literally, you'll read the course and say, this feels like gobbledygook. I have no idea what it's talking about. That's how I felt when I first read it, because I was projecting all of my religious meanings onto these words. atonement, salvation, sin, Christ, Holy Spirit, God, Father. And I couldn't understand what the heck this book was talking about. And it wasn't until I started looking through the back of the book where it has the clarification of terms that I was like, oh, it's like a deep metaphysical book. It's just using Christian language to teach these principles. Wow, how cool is that? And then you start to read it and it has levels and levels of depth that begin to open up as you go beyond those words. So yeah, the course is really just an amazing healing modality in general for someone who grows up with a lot of religious conditioning.
Yeah, and it's also vitally important, Aaron, because ultimately we can't let any word, or more specifically, the meaning that we have been taught the word has, we can't let that be in our way. And so I think there's something perfect about the course going, these are the wounded words. Why don't we use them so we can heal them and
Yes, the
release
wounded words.
you from being held? Because any word it's just about spiritual maturity. I think there is a point in the beginning of a path where you're like, don't use the word God, don't use the word Jesus. There's something, they need a moment of relief because of the old conditioning is really harsh. But
Yeah.
over time, you can't stay telling the world what words they can't use so that you'll be at peace. That's not peace.
Yeah.
So better to heal the words, let them all be used, and we remain in the flow. So that's the gift.
Yeah.
Each daily lesson, Steph, is about 30 minutes with some sharing afterwards. The morning lessons go 45 minutes is our goal to cut off. Many people will watch the lesson itself and then leave, before the sharing, if that's what they need to do for their life. So that's 30 minutes, maybe 35, 40 at the most once in a while, but 45 minutes total.
Yeah. Mila's asking, are you guys still doing year 1, 2, and 3 in a progression? So yes, they happen in a progression, but every so often we'll get course students that have been really studying the course heavily for years, and they're like, hey, I'd really like to jump into year 2 if I can. And we do make some exceptions for that if you have a rich background in the course, because every year in LTC includes the previous year. So if you start in year 2, you're getting the entire year 1 curriculum as well. So like most of our daily lesson streamings in the morning will have tons of year 2 and year 3 students in them, because those students are doing the daily lessons every year over and over again. And we highly, highly recommend to do so. But if you just want to join because you're like, hey, I've done the lessons a lot, I'd really like to get into your text teaching, we'll make exceptions for that. But usually we say, hey, if you're not super familiar with the course, we recommend you just jump in with year 1, because the way that we teach and unpack the course is a bit unique, and it may even take you some time to get used to the way we teach it, kind of like we have the last 5 days. But it's going to open up a whole new dimension of understanding to the course for you. This is a common feedback we hear from course students that join LTC, and they're like, hey, I've been studying the course for 20 years or something. But man, in this group, I feel like it has a whole new meaning for me all of a sudden. I'm going deeper into it. So there's great benefits to just starting year 1, no matter what your experience is with the course.
Yeah, I'm gonna do hey Mila, you're kind of blowing us up with the year 2 stuff here. We're giving year 1 links. If you're going into year 2 and the link was emailed to you, you can go into your schoolroom and you can find the link there, or just shoot an email to info@livingthecourse.com and you'll get the year 2 sign up link with the discount price and everything for year 2. So that's not here, but you can get that from Whitney, info@livingthecourse.com.
Yeah. I love Oneness Junkie. It's such a great name.
Yeah, I know.
When for those of you who don't know, when Mark and I connected back in 2019, I think 2020,
2020.
We did a live together. He invited me to his Wednesday night live stream, and we made up this joke called Forgiveness Junkies. We're like, we're just a bunch of forgiveness junkies hanging out. And Mark made me a shirt that says Forgiveness Junkies, so we use that a lot in LTC as well. So you're already halfway in Oneness Junkie, but we're very glad to hear that you're joining us in 2024.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'd love all of you to join us. That's my dog. Sorry about that.
There's Lolly.
Any other questions before we roll on out and enjoy our New Year's Eve, at least where we are here in America? You may already be in the new day, depending on where you are in the world. By the way, someone asked when they're released. The lessons are always found. You can release them ideally, they're released into the schoolroom, our platform, the day before, so that when you wake up, whatever your day is about, the lesson's there for you to click on when you're ready.
Yeah, Steph's asking, do we need to buy the book? You don't need to buy the book. You can just use acim.org if you want the whole year. You can get the book on Kindle as well. But I'm old school. I like having the physical book, so I recommend buying it. But yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do it.
Yeah. Mila, hungry for God here. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, this is awesome. Awesome. Got
Yeah.
some good energy here today. We're so grateful for you coming and hanging out with us. Thank you, Aaron Abke, for being such a light unto this world. Truly, I honor you.
Likewise, brother.
So grateful. So
Yeah.
grateful. So we will see you all tomorrow, right?
Cannot wait. So looking forward to all of the New Year One students joining us this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing year. We can't say it enough. This program is going to change your life in 2024, and we cannot wait to be a part of that journey with you.
Yes, absolutely. Final question. Yes, Gary, you can access lessons anytime. Works for you.
Yep, all year long.
All right, cool. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, guys. Lots of love.